10 amazing facts about Mars. Mars is a constant point of discussion for space explorers around the world. We sent dozens of spacecrafts there to study it. Some want to land astronauts on it. The planet is just far enough to make this dream difficult, but just close enough to spark our imaginations. Whether or not Mars had life has been debated for centuries. In fact, astronomers have observed canali, the Italian word for channels, on the planet, as evidence of channels created by aliens. Lowell's observations turned out to be limited by the poor telescope optics of his time, and the channels he saw were optical illusions. This means that several spacecraft have seen other signs of ancient water channels grooved in the terrain and rocks that could only have formed in the presence of water. We are very interested in the question of water because it means habitability. Simply put, life as we know it is more likely to exist with water. In fact, the Curiosity rover is currently on Mars looking for habitable environments, past or present. Mars has a thin atmosphere that doesn't allow water to flow or stay in large quantities on the surface, but we know for sure that there is ice at the poles and possibly frigid places elsewhere on the planet. The question is whether the ice can melt enough water in the summer long enough to support any microbes. For water to flow in the past, the red planet needs more atmospheres. It is thought that solar energy hitting the atmosphere must have pulled down the lighter forms of hydrogen from above, scattering the molecules into space. This would reduce the amount of atmosphere near Mars over a long period of time. This question is being investigated in more detail with NASA's Mars Atmosphere and Volatile Evolution (MAVEN) spacecraft. The planet has two asteroid-like moons called Phobos and Deimos. Because they are similar in composition to asteroids found elsewhere in the solar system, according to NASA, most scientists believe the red planet's gravity captured the moons long ago and forced them into orbit. But in the life of the solar system, Phobos has a short lifespan. In about 30 to 50 million years, Phobos will hit the Martian surface or tear itself apart because the planet's tidal force will be too great to withstand. There are many unpleasant scenarios for someone who has taken off their helmet. First, Mars is usually cold. Its average temperature is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius in mid-latitudes. Second, it has virtually no atmosphere. The air pressure on Mars is only 1% of what we have, on average, on Earth's surface. And third, even if it had an atmosphere, the composition is not compatible with the nitrogen-oxygen mixture humans need. Specifically, Mars has about 95% carbon dioxide, 3% nitrogen, 1.6% argon, and a few other elements in its atmosphere. Coincidentally, the first NASA probes to fly past the red planet all accidentally became image spots on planets that had craters. This has led some scientists to, erroneously, believe that Mars has a moon-like environment, cratered and virtually unchanged. That all changed when Mariner 9 arrived at the planet on an orbital mission in November 1971 and discovered the planet engulfed in a global dust storm. What's more, strange formations protruded above the dust formations, which turned out to be dormant volcanoes. And as mentioned earlier, Mariner 9 found the vast Valles Marineris. It changed our view of the planet forever. So many spacecrafts have attempted a Mars mission that it's hard to pick out the notable ones in a short article. NASA's Vikings were the first landers in 1976. In fact, NASA is the only agency that has managed to land on the planet so far. Some of its other missions include Pathfinder, Sojourner, the first lander, rover combination, in 1997, the Mars Exploration Rover Spirit and Opportunity in 2004, and the Curiosity rover in 2012. And that's not even mentioning the fleet of orbiters that mapped Mars during flights from the Soviet Union, NASA, the European Space Agency, and India. And there are many more spacecraft to come in the next decade. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun in our solar system. Also, it is the second smallest planet in our solar system. The possibility of life on Mars has aroused the interest of scientists for many years. A major reason for this interest is due to the similarity and proximity of the planet to Earth. Mars certainly gives some indications of the possibility of life. In the past, Mars used to look quite like Earth. Billions of years ago, there were certainly similarities between Mars and Earth. Furthermore, scientists believe that Mars once had a huge ocean. This ocean, experts believe, covered more of the planet's surface than Earth's own oceans do so currently. Moreover, Mars was much warmer in the past than it is currently. Most noteworthy, Warm temperature and water are two major requirements for life to exist. So, there is a high probability that previously there was life on Mars. Macaulay kids record a video and tell us that Mars is also called the Red Planet. It is the second smallest planet and fourth planet to the Sun in our solar system. It has an average distance of 227,936, 640 kilometers from the Sun. Mars has an orbital period of 687 Earth days. It got its name after the Roman god of war. It is called the Red Planet because it looks orange-red in color due to the iron oxide present on its surface. Of all the planets in the solar system, Mars is the one that people believe is most likely to contain or to have contained life. Mars has a thin atmosphere. The rotational period and seasonal cycle of Mars is like that of the Earth. Like the Earth, its tilt causes seasons. The largest volcano in the solar system is on Mars. It is called Olympus Mons. It is the tallest mountain in the solar system too. It rises 27 kilometers, about 16.78 miles, above the surrounding plains. Mars has the longest, deepest canyon in the solar system, the Valles Marineris Canyon. It stretches 4,000 km, about 2,485.48 miles, along the equator of Mars and can be as deep as 7 kilometers in places. Mars has polar caps like Earth, although Mars' polar caps contain mostly frozen carbon dioxide instead of frozen water. The Sun appears around half the size on Mars as it does from Earth. The first space probe to take pictures of Mars' surface was Mariner 4 in 1964. Rocks from Mars have landed on Earth from meteorite impacts blasting debris through space. These also help scientists in the study of Mars. If I ever get the chance to go to Mars and live there, I will explore the area. I just wish the planet would change its conditions to be suitable for human life and survival. In addition, it gives us an overview. Humans should learn not to pollute another planet the way they have polluted Earth. The possibility of life already existing on Mars or in the future humans inhabiting Mars is an excellent topic for discussion. All relevant material can be found on the Vedanta website. You can refer to it during exams or to gain general knowledge. You can also download PDF files and read them when you're distracted. In conclusion, scientists are still spending time looking for evidence of life on Mars. The presence of frozen water, liquid water, and methane in the atmosphere gave some hope that life might one day exist there. There are quite a few theories and fictions that are associated with the fourth planet of the solar system, Mars. Other controversies associated with life on Mars emerged in the late 20th and 21st centuries. In the future, there could be airplanes and balloons, subsurface explorers, and maybe even sample return missions to bring a little piece of Mars back to Earth. One day, humans will finally step foot on the Red Planet. Maybe even within our lifetime. I hope so. I clear everything, but if you have any questions, you can simply ask me in the comments section below.